Have you ever wanted to practice speaking English, but then realized you had no one to practice with? Maybe you know a lot of English words, you understand videos and conversations, but when you try to speak, the words suddenly disappear.
That happens to so many English learners, and the good news is that you don't always need a teacher, a class, or a speaking partner to improve. You can practice English by yourself, almost anywhere, and even for just a few minutes a day.
Exactly. Today, we're going to have a natural conversation about simple ways to practice English alone. We'll talk about speaking to yourself, thinking in English, describing your day, repeating what you hear, and using everyday situations as speaking practice.
And while you listen, try to practice with us. You can pause the video, repeat our sentences, and even answer some of the questions yourself. All right, Anna, let's talk about something that many learners struggle with. What should you do when you want to practice speaking English, but you're completely alone?
Well, Leo, I think the first thing is to stop thinking that practicing alone is strange.
I agree. A lot of people feel uncomfortable talking to themselves.
They might think, why am I speaking English when nobody is listening?
Exactly. But when you're learning a language, speaking out loud is important. You need to train your mouth, your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your ability to form sentences quickly.
And you can do that alone. You don't need another person sitting across from you.
So what's the simplest way to start?
I would start by talking about what you're doing right now.
That sounds almost too simple.
It does sound simple, but that's actually the point. You don't want to make your first practice session complicated.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Imagine I'm getting ready in the morning. I can say, I'm getting ready for work. I'm going to make some coffee, and then I'm going to take a shower. After that, I need to check my emails.
So you're simply describing your actions.
Right. You don't need to create an interesting story. You just describe what you're already doing.
Let me try. I'm sitting at my desk. I'm drinking coffee and I'm checking my phone. I need to finish some work this morning, so I'm trying to stay focused.
That's perfect. And notice that you're using English that you can actually use in real life.
That's important. Sometimes learners memorize sentences that they never actually use.
Exactly. If you practice sentences connected to your real life, they become easier to remember.
So instead of memorizing a random sentence like, the elephant is walking through the forest, I could say, I'm walking to the grocery store.
Exactly. Unless you happen to be walking through a forest with an elephant.
Hopefully not on a normal Tuesday.
Probably not. Another thing I like is talking about your plans.
Yes, talking about your plans is excellent practice because you can use very common future expressions.
For example, I could say, I'm going to go grocery shopping after work. I need to buy some vegetables, coffee, and bread. Then I'm going to come home and make dinner.
That's a great example. You're practicing vocabulary, sentence structure, and pronunciation at the same time. And I could make it a little more advanced by explaining why.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go grocery shopping after work because I don't have much food at home. I've been busy this week, so I haven't had time to shop.
Now you're doing something even more useful. You're connecting ideas.
Why is that important?
Because real conversations aren't usually made of isolated sentences. We connect one idea to another. We explain reasons, give examples, ask questions, and add details.
So when I practice alone, I shouldn't stop after one sentence.
Right. Try asking yourself, why? Or what happened next? Or how did I feel about it?
That sounds useful. So if I say, I went to a restaurant yesterday, I can continue with, which restaurant?
Right. I went to a small coffee shop near my office.
What did you order?
I ordered a latte and a sandwich.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. The coffee was really good, and the place was quiet, so I was able to relax for a while.
That's actually a conversation.
Exactly. You're asking yourself questions and answering them naturally.
And I imagine this can also help with situations that make learners nervous.
Absolutely. If you're nervous about ordering food in English, practice the conversation before you go to the restaurant.
So I could pretend I'm the customer.
Yes, and you can even play both roles.
Okay, let me try. Hi, could I see the menu, please?
And then pretend to be the server.
Sure, here you go.
Then you can continue.
Thanks. What do you recommend?
Today's special is grilled chicken with rice and vegetables.
That sounds good. I'll have that, please.
See, you're practicing a real situation without needing another person.
And you can do the same thing for a doctor's appointment, a job interview, a phone call, a hotel check-in, or even a conversation with a neighbor.
Exactly. Think about situations that you actually experience in your life.
I also think recording yourself can help.
Yes, but some learners feel nervous about hearing their own voice.
That's true. I remember the first time I recorded myself speaking English. I thought I sounded terrible.
Most people feel that way at first.
I listened to the recording and noticed that I was speaking too quickly.
And that's exactly why recording yourself can be useful. You can hear things you don't notice while you're speaking.
Such as pronunciation problems, repeated words, or long pauses.
Right. You might also notice that you use the same expression again and again.
Like saying every few seconds.
Yes, or always saying, I think, I think, I think.
I think I do that sometimes.
You just did it.
Fair enough.
But don't try to fix everything at once. Choose one thing to improve.
That's important. If I listen to my recording and find 10 mistakes, I might feel discouraged.
Exactly. Instead, choose one small goal. Maybe today you want to speak more slowly. Tomorrow you can focus on pronunciation. Another day you can work on connecting your ideas.
That makes the practice feel much more manageable.
And there's another technique I really like, shadowing.
Shadowing? What does that mean?
It means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say, usually immediately after or while they're speaking.
So I'm trying to copy their pronunciation and rhythm.
Exactly. You're not only learning individual words, you're practicing how English sounds when it flows naturally.
So if I hear someone say, I'm not really sure what you mean, I can repeat it.
Yes, try to copy the whole phrase instead of saying each word separately.
I'm not really sure what you mean.
Good.
And then I can say it again faster and more naturally.
Exactly. The goal isn't to speak as fast as possible. The goal is to become comfortable with the rhythm.
That's a good distinction.
Another powerful habit is thinking in English.
This one can be difficult.
It can be at first, but you don't need to think about complicated topics.
So I shouldn't try to think, what are the philosophical implications of modern technology?
Not unless you really want to.
Good.
Start with simple thoughts. When you wake up, think, I'm tired, I need a shower. What time is it? I have to leave in 30 minutes.
When you're cooking, think, I need to cut the vegetables. The pan is getting hot. I think I need a little more oil.
Exactly. You're training your brain to connect everyday thoughts directly to English.
Instead of thinking in my first language and translating everything.
Right. Translation can be useful, but if you always translate every sentence before speaking, your conversations can become slower.
So the goal is to make English more automatic.
Yes, and automatic doesn't mean perfect. It means you can produce common phrases without stopping to think about every grammar rule.
That sounds much more realistic.
And remember, you don't need a 1-hour study session every day.
How much time would you recommend?
Even 10 or 15 minutes can be useful if you practice consistently.
So consistency is more important than doing a huge session once a week.
Exactly. 10 minutes every day can become a powerful habit.
Let's create a simple 10-minute routine right now.
Great idea.
For the first 2 minutes, I could describe what I'm doing.
Good.
For the next 3 minutes, I could talk about my day.
Right.
Then for 2 minutes, I could ask myself questions and answer them.
And for the final 3 minutes?
Maybe I could listen to a short English clip and repeat some of the sentences.
That's a very practical routine.
And I could change the topics every day.
Yes, Monday could be about your weekend. Tuesday could be about your work. Wednesday could be about food. Thursday could be about travel. Friday could be about your plans for the weekend.
And the important thing is to speak out loud.
Yes, silent study has value, but if your goal is speaking, you need to give your speaking muscles some practice too.
I like that idea. Speaking is a skill, not just knowledge.
Exactly. You can know hundreds or even thousands of English words and still struggle to speak.
Because knowing a word and being able to use it quickly are two different things.
That's right.
So if someone watching this video understands English pretty well, but still feels nervous speaking, what would you tell them?
I'd say don't wait until you feel confident to start speaking. Start speaking so you can become confident.
That's a great point.
Confidence usually comes after practice, not before it.
And making mistakes is part of that practice.
Absolutely. When you practice alone, you have a safe place to make mistakes. Nobody's judging you.
You can stop, start again, repeat a sentence, change a word, and try it one more time.
Exactly. You can even say, "That didn't sound right. Let me try that again."
I like that phrase.
It's useful in real conversations too.
Let me try it. I went to the store yesterday because I needed some...
You can stop there and restart.
That didn't sound right. Let me try that again. I went to the store yesterday because I needed to buy some groceries.
Much better.
And nobody got hurt.
Exactly.
Another thing learners can do is describe pictures.
Yes, find any picture and describe what you see.
For example, if I see a picture of a family eating dinner, I could say, there are 4 people sitting around a table. They're probably having dinner together. The person on the left is holding a glass, and there are several plates on the table.
Then make it more challenging. Try to guess what happened before the picture.
Maybe they just got home from work. They probably prepared dinner together.
And imagine what might happen next.
After dinner, they might clean the kitchen and watch a movie.
Perfect. You're practicing different tenses and ways of expressing ideas without sitting down with a grammar book.
So there are actually many ways to practice alone.
There really are. You can describe your day, ask yourself questions, practice situations, record yourself, shadow native speakers, think in English, and describe pictures.
And the best part is that you can combine them.
Exactly.
Let's say someone has 15 minutes tonight. What should they do?
I'd start with 3 minutes of thinking in English while doing something simple like making dinner.
Then maybe 5 minutes of speaking about their day.
Yes, after that, they could spend 3 minutes practicing a real-life situation.
And finish with 4 minutes of shadowing.
That would be an excellent short practice session.
And tomorrow, do it again.
Exactly. The goal isn't to have a perfect practice session. The goal is to keep showing up.
I think that's probably the biggest lesson here.
I agree. You don't need perfect grammar before you speak. You don't need a huge vocabulary, and you don't need someone else every time you want to practice.
You can start with the English you already know.
And then slowly build from there.
So everyone watching, let's practice one final time together.
I'll give you a question, and you can answer out loud.
Take your time. You don't need a perfect answer.
First question, what did you do today?
Pause the video if you need more time.
Now the second question, what are you going to do tomorrow?
Try to give at least 2 or 3 sentences.
And one more, what is something you enjoy doing in your free time?
Again, don't worry about mistakes. Just speak.
If you can answer those 3 questions out loud, you've already practiced English today.
And if you want an extra challenge, record your answers and listen to yourself afterward.
Choose one thing you want to improve and try the same exercise tomorrow.
Little by little, those short moments of practice can make speaking feel much more natural.
And remember, practicing alone doesn't mean you're really alone in your English learning journey. Every time you speak, listen, repeat, and try again, you're building confidence.
You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You can practice while making coffee, walking around your home, getting ready for work, cooking dinner, or even driving, as long as you can do it safely.
Use the English around you. Talk about your life. Ask yourself questions. Explain your ideas. Make mistakes. Try again.
And most importantly, keep going.
We hope today's conversation showed you that practicing English alone can be simple, practical, and even enjoyable.
You don't need to study for hours. Start with 10 minutes. Speak about something real. Then come back and do it again tomorrow.
If this lesson helped you, please like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel. And if you'd like, write one sentence in the comments about how you practice English alone.
That's a great sentence to start with.
Thank you so much for practicing with us today.
Keep learning, keep speaking, and remember that every small practice session counts.
We'll see you in the next English Talk conversation.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy learning.